Okay, let's talk a little bit about the Hole Manager and the improvements in the Hole Manager. So we'll do a file open, and we're going to open Big Box Part 6. And we're going to look at the Hole Manager, and we'll go up to Features, Hole Manager, and we've made some significant improvements in the Hole Manager. As we come down the side, we have a new button here called Auto Whiz. This creates everything, the tools, processes, all with one click. The Hole Whiz still works the same, drilling processes work the same. The reorder has been enhanced so that it's a bit more user-friendly. The big change here is the preferences. Now under the preferences here, we have moved all the dialogues, all the settings that you need to automatically generate the toolpath. So for AutoWhiz, you can see chamfer preferences, how you want that to happen, spot face, counter bores, all these kind of things are set up, and then they become default values. As we move over, whenever you run AFR, we would always get a set of dialogues. These dialogues now are set as a preference, so you can either use them or not. And by clicking on this set dialog data, you can see these are the same as they were. So you can set these all up as preferences based on what you want, and then they become default values, as it were. Same with the grouping dialog. If there are certain things you'd like to see set, you can set these, they become defaults, and then you never see them when we actually run the AutoWhiz. Moving down here, we have this new one here called the maximum hole diameter. This is, for example, if you're drilling a cylinder, drilling on the diameter of a cylinder, and it has holes that are 90 degrees apart from each other. Typically what will happen is we'll try to drill one hole straight through. Well, that's not really what you want. You want two holes, or you don't want the holes to go all the way through. So by setting a max hole diameter, which would be the internal diameter of the cylinder or something less than, it will then generate the proper drilled holes. As we move down to the Hole Manager defaults, when you run the Hole Wizard, it always comes up and asks you for clearance and some other things. Now we can actually put in a default clearance, so we never have to think about it again. It just takes care of it, it's done, it's over, and again becomes a default. Decimal places, fit the columns, things like this, again all defaults. We've also changed the way we do blind tapped holes. Now internally we stop the tap 3 pitches before the bottom of the hole. This will then not let the tap ever get to the bottom of the hole, therefore won't break the tap off. Now you can adjust that plus or minus if you want to go not quite as deep. If you want to go a little deeper, you can then adjust it plus or minus. This is pitches, so you can move the tap up and down if you want. This is a preference dialog, again keeping everything as default values. The next thing I'll do here is I'll just select this box and we'll run AFR. Now we get all the values that we want in here. Again, this is just a dumb solid with no attributes or anything. We'll talk a little bit about that later. Okay, so now we have all the parameters, all the drill diameters, everything. However, one of the things that we've always encountered is the fact that we drill these holes are going the right direction, but these holes are not. So what we need to do is we need to have a simple way of making sure that all the holes are going the proper direction. So to do that, we're going to go up here to Plugins, Geometry, and at the very bottom here we have what we call Change Hole Orientation. If we select on that, we have some choices now. Start the largest diameter. If you're doing a round part, it's going to start the largest diameter and then it's going to work its way down to that. You can go towards a point, away from a point. You can draw lines. You can use coordinate systems. this will then point the bottom of the hole to that direction. So in this case, I'm going to go towards a point, and I'm going to go to 0 because it's right around the center. I'll select everything. I'll say do it. And what you'll notice is that these points then moved around. So now everything is pointing at 0, and everything's in the correct orientation, going the right way. Quick and easy. This works for everything, for turning. In this case, it's horizontal, 4-axis, 3-axis. Anything you're doing, it will turn the holes around based on your selections. I'm going to go back to the hole manager now, and now we're going to go ahead and we're going to run this. So we'll auto groups the holes, and what's nice here is it's auto grouping them based on the CSs. So every group will be done independent of each other. Now you could do each group by themselves, but in my case I'm going to do them all. So I'm just going to do auto whiz, and it's going to run through. As you can see, it builds all the tools, all the processes. Everything is finished, completely finished. You can still go back and rebuild them if you want. So all the holes are drilled, and so that's how you can use AutoWiz to generate the toolpaths automatically, and also the ability to put all the points going in the right direction so that we're not drilling from the inside out and all those other things. So that's all the improvements in the hole manager.